What's going on today, YouTubers? Welcome to another edition of Walking Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at a custom knife, but before we get to that, really quick, I just wanted to say I'd like to do a contest on this channel. I have a few knives I want to give away to subscribers, but I really don't know like what kind of contest to do. So if you guys have any input on that, feel free to chime in the comments. Okay, none of the good stuff. We're going to be taking a look at a custom knife, like I said. I actually picked this up from the Pennsylvania Knife Show. And I bought this from a knife maker named John Gray. Now this isn't his knife, he also deals knives, but if any of you guys know custom knives, John Gray is an extremely talented maker, and I got to kind of shoot the shit with him and picked up this knife from him. This is a Galloway. I believe his first name is Daniel, but I think he might be one of those people that spells it wonky, so I didn't know if it was Danielle or Daniel. Anyways, I don't even know the name of the model. I think it's a Mini Stingray. Most of his knives are on the bigger side, and this is actually on the smaller side. So real quick, the specs. We have a 3-inch blade of, I think it's CPM 154. I don't really know. This didn't exactly come with like a maker's card or anything. It came with like a patch and a pouch, and that's about it. So yeah, 3-inch blade, or just maybe a hair under 3 inches. Beautiful hand rub satin. Now this has the same blade shape as his Stingray model, which is why I'm thinking that this is a Stingray. It's kind of like almost like a harpoon drop point style. Really long, nice top swedge there. You can see there's his maker's mark. Really well done hand rub satin, and the edge is ridiculously sharp. I'll show you the other side. It's just bare on the other side. The handle length, just under 4 inches, and it's obviously titanium here. You can see it's had a whole pattern milled in there. There's the lock bar relief. I kind of like the way that looks, the cutout for the lock bar. I'm not usually a big fan of gaps, you know, giant gaps between the lock bar cutout, you know, the scale and then the lock bar there, but it actually doesn't look too bad. The clip and the back spacer both look like they're zirconium, but they're not. They're actually blackened titanium that's been given like a rough orange peel finish. So that actually fooled me. I thought when I first picked up the knife and looked at it, oh, that's definitely zirconium, but zirconium has a really different feel to it. It feels almost like a rock, whereas titanium, you can tell, just has a metal feeling to it. You can see it's got that 3D milled titanium clip. Nice back spacer. I kind of like the way that peaks up there, because other than that, this is a fairly plain knife. You know, it's got a nice polished pivot and a really rough stone wash, really rough stone wash. It almost makes it look like the knife is like dirty or something, but it's not. So yeah, that's really your only color, and the only thing that really makes it stand out, aside from like the polished pivot there, which is very plain. But functionally and ergonomically, this knife is really nice. You can see the flipping action here, nice and snappy. It's not fall closed. It's hard for me to compare some of these knives and their flipping action, just because, I mean, I took a few knives to the knife show, specifically like the Thorburn Van Heerden flipper I just did a review on, the one with the it's the A5 with the lightning strike carbon fiber scales. And I mean, everyone who I showed the knife to and let them play with it, they were blown away by the action. So I mean, this is a nice flipper. It's not quite on that level, but you know, I'd compare it to say like an 0450. The blade's not exactly falling closed, but it's nice and snappy, and this does have a different detent than I've ever seen on a knife. It's kind of hard to, I'm not going to be able to show you, I'm sure, but it's actually flat. Maybe you can get a look at it there. The detent is actually flat, and it's kind of like angled towards the back of the knife just a little bit. I had never actually seen a detent done that way. Usually you just see them press fit a ball bearing in there, and that's what holds the knife, you know, closed, obviously. But this thing has been like flattened on top, and I don't know if that's supposed to improve the action or something, but you know, it's got decent action, but nothing like out of the ordinary. Anyways, ergonomically very, very comfortable. It's even got a forward finger choil and this kind of like thumb ramp on the back of the, you know, harpoonish type blade style, so you can get choked up here and really do, you know, fine cutting if you need to. So that's nice. I did have this knife apart. You really only have the three anchor points there, the pivot and then the 2 screws. This does run on caged bearings. Let me see if you can... Nope, can't show it to you. Anyways, also it's got an internal stop pin. That's my dog barking. He must be chasing a deer. Yep. There go the deer, as my dog chases them. I really shouldn't let him do that during this season. It's mating season for the deer, and they'll probably kill him if he catches one. But luckily, he's not going to catch one. Anyways, back to the knife. Lockup is really nice. No blade play in either direction. There is a tiny bit of lock stick, just the smallest little bit. Again, when you get used to titanium locking knives that have no lock stick, it's definitely interesting to go back to one that does have it. But that's kind of the norm for the knife industry, I think. This knife is extremely lightweight. I'd say it's probably about 2.5 ounces. I weighed it, but I forget exactly what it was. It was somewhere in that 2.5 to 3 ounce range. And for a knife that is just under 7 inches, that's pretty good, especially one made out of all titanium. Did you catch him? No? Anyways, yeah, that's about it for this one. Very decent knife. I mean, for the price, you'd expect better than decent. And I can't say that there's anything remarkable about this knife. Everything works well. Decent flipping action, very nice edge, really nicely done hand rub satin, extremely lightweight. I like the black and titanium thing, but I don't think there's anything necessarily remarkable about this knife that warrants the type of money that they go for. So that was kind of one of the reasons I bought this, was because I got it for a really low price. But I will tell you that these things tend to go for close to $2,000, which in my mind, I don't know if this warrants that. Alright guys, I have a couple of really nice knives that I'm going to be doing videos on shortly. And again, if you feel like you have an idea for the giveaway, my idea was like you guys would pick out knives that you would think that I would like, and I could, you know, whoever wins would be the knife that I end up buying. But if you have other ideas, I'd be happy to hear them. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Take it easy.